Hi, hello. Welcome to another episode of Isaiah's Newsstand. It's your host, Isaiah Edwards. The date is June the 8th, 2023. Hopefully, this episode finds you well, in good spirits, with high hopes. As for me, I'm doing pretty good. I gotta say, maybe it's the burnout, maybe it's the fact that I'm just like not feeling 100%. I don't know. But, overall we're good. I'm glad that we are almost at the end of this week. I'm gonna see that fucking payday, collect my little $200 for making it across the board. So I'm stoked. But yeah, I just don't know. Like, I know yesterday I smoked that little fucking cigarette, sure, but I should not be haunted. Okay. Um, like I just woke up and I felt really like snotty. And I was like, oh, like, am I getting a cold? And then I realized that, like, oh, it's like 50 degrees right now in the morning. And then it heated up to about 77. But I'm like, man, I'm going to have to break my cardinal rule and bust out the sweatpants for summer. I hate that. Like, to me, that's such a weird vibe. And of course, I was sweating a little bit throughout the day. It was kind of annoying. But, yeah, just odd. Not feeling a one hundo. But, overall, we're good. Just like a little tickle in my throat. And then, of course, I don't know if it's just me thinking about it. I'm like, is this the smoke thing? Like, is this, I am in Ohio. I am in the AOE here. But, yeah, overall, I am good. I'm able to talk. So I figured, hey, if I'm going to talk, I'm going to fucking talk my shit. No, I don't know. And then, of course, I'm saying all this like, oh, my thoughts. And y'all know what I'm about to do. Y'all know what I'm about to fucking do. The sins I will commit. But yeah, I'm gonna do that, and then we're gonna get to it. Ooh, acha, ooh. Also, good news, guys and gals, imbies. The bourbon held, so clap it up for that. We had shot a day. We had to scale back a little bit, but hey, this is my infinite menorah glitch right now. You know what I mean? Like, I'm making it happen. This is my Hanukkah. There is a slight sliver left, but you know what? Like I said, tomorrow's a new day and it's payday, so you know what that's gonna mean. All right. Enough gabbing. Um, from BBC, France stabbing. Children attacked in Annecy Park in stable condition. Let's see here. Four young children who were stabbed in a park in agency in France's southern, in France's southeast. Sorry, I said that weird. Are now in stable condition. The children aged between 1 and 3. But yeah, I mean, there was this knife attack that took place. Um, it was I believe, yeah, he was a 31-year-old Syrian who had refugee status in Sweden. Apparently, he did have family in another country, but he wound up leaving, and he had like his wife and his daughter. I'm not sure if they were separated, but it does say like ex-wife in this article. So yeah, I mean, there's not a clear understanding of what the motive is here, but I am glad that, like, despite how traumatic and devastating this was, that no one was killed. When I initially like heard the story, that's how I perceived it. I was like, oh man, that's fucking nuts. But I mean, they said that the video of this situation was just so bad they couldn't even play it on the BBC, like, news. Which makes sense. It's not something you'd want to see like on primetime BBC or whatever, I'm sure. Oh, excuse me. But I guess he had been kind of hanging out and people had noticed him, but they thought like, oh, maybe this is a guy being weird, just, I don't want to like judge a guy for that. But then he comes up with a knife and he just starts doing his fucking shit. And he was aiming specifically at children. There were two adults who were injured, but their injuries were less. But then at one point he then breaks away, like he runs, and then that's when the police wind up getting on him. Shots were fired, but I didn't really get any details on that. I don't think anyone was shot actually, but he was apprehended. So yeah, and also too, there was talks about like, well, what was the angle once again with the motive? People, I think, immediately hear Syrian and they think that, you know, they go, oh, this is a terrorist. Like, no, that wasn't that. At least it's not believed to be that. He was registered as a Christian Syrian man, so you know, who knows what his reasons were. I imagine if they do come to light, I probably will come up and, you know, talk about that again. But yeah, just a very strange, bizarre situation. I don't know if it was just related to him just being isolated and having like a mental moment, what have you. But and I don't hate to do it. I love to do it because I want to talk about it. I want to mention it. Like, yeah, like, because people will talk about stabbings, right? And they go, oh, well, see, stabbings happen, you know, internationally all the time. Like, they're everywhere. So, you know, at least you have a gun. Like, you can stop that easy. I will tell you, yes, there are grievous, horrible situations where people have died and stabbings and murders of that nature, but they are a lot easier to contain. They are a lot easier to stop. So imagine you have a situation where a person has easy access to a gun. This is a completely different story. I'm just saying. At least highly likely that this is a completely different story. Obviously, I'm just kind of doing the thing that people do in conversations, like making up situations just to bring up a point, make a point. But I do think it is relevant and valid. And, you know, I'm in the mood. I got time today. All right. Let's move along, though. From CNN. Children of Black Florida mother who was killed after knocking on neighbor's door, consumed with guilt over her death. This is a sad ass fucking story. It took place in Florida, and just some of the details are very fucking infuriating. One of the children of Ajiki, I'm gonna get this name wrong. I'm sorry, Ajiki AJ Owens, the black woman who authorities say was fatally shot last week in Central Florida after knocking on a neighbor's door, is consumed with guilt over his mother's death. Essentially, the situation that took place, let's go ahead and give you a breakdown. This took place last Friday. At least as I've read, one of Owen's children, they had like a tablet, and it was left somewhere in the street near this neighbor. I have her name available, Susan Louise Lawrence. She has this tablet. She is irate. Apparently, there's been beef between these neighbors. It's kind of been like an ongoing thing. Susan, who is a white woman, did make it racial. That is, alleged, from other people who have witnessed it, just using racial slurs when she's mad. Essentially, in this situation, she was very upset. She goes to yell at the kids about this tablet. And in the midst of doing this, she throws, some skates at the kids, hits one of the kids in the foot. So kids go home. They tell the mom about it. Owens, she then goes to the neighbors to talk. She goes to Lawrence's house. She knocks on the door. What then ensues is Lawrence, she says, oh my gosh, person's at my door. According to Lorenz, she says she was banging down her door. She feared for her life. So she had to stand her ground. I'm sure you've heard that before. Maybe you haven't. Essentially, it is a law that is in Florida. And this was the first time my spider senses tingled. Like, oh, there's something wrong with Florida. In the stand your ground situation, going on a bit of a tangent here, but George Zimmerman shot a kid who was just walking through the neighborhood and thought, oh, this kid had a weapon. Like, he was going to do something. And essentially, he shot Trayvon Martin, who was just walking home, cutting through a neighborhood, had, I believe, Skittles and some Arizona tea on him. That was all that was on his person. And Zimmerman, who I believe was like rolling around in a golf cart or whatever, and just pulls out and shoots him. And he feared for his life, though. So essentially, from this was born the stand your ground law, if I'm not mistaken, at least on the origin of that. And essentially, Lorenz was trying to use that here. And she said she feared for her life. She was so scared. So this was one of the things that kind of, at least I believe that the police are alleging is why it took so long. Because it took them, this happened Friday. This is just now being talked about, or she's just now being brought in, I believe, maybe today? It might be today. I'm not sure. I know. I just read it. Whatever. I'm a bad commentator. But this shit took days. It shouldn't have. And it is brought up by Ben Crupp, who is, I believe going to be the lawyer here. If the colors were switched and reversed here, this shit would have been done. Simple, easy. Why is it not here? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy the way this all has to go about, the thoroughfare that you have to go through, the fact that you have to protest, the fact that you have to fight for your right to literally say, yo, do something. Like, you guys do something. Police do something. So yeah, I mean, they finally do get to it. They do their investigating. Despite that there's a neighbor beef here in this situation, it is believed with Owens or with witness testimony, she was just there. She just knocked. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, Lorenz pulls out a weapon, shoots it through her own door, and kills a woman. Like, that is it. That is what the fuck happened here. And that's just crazy to me. That's crazy to me that she's like, well, I was just so scared of my life. Like, fuck you. Fuck you. That shit's just so fucking frustrating, dude. So, I mean, at least we are getting to the point where we can go through the process of manslaughter, because that's what she's being charged for. I've said it before, I say it again. I hate how the law works, because to me, this isn't just a spur of the moment thing. Like, no, you had a beef with this woman. You had a beef with this family, and you said, oh, I don't really want to deal with this. I'm just going to click delete this person. So maybe that's why I'm fucking charged up about guns, okay? I don't fucking know. I got this shit on the brain. It's very frustrating. I don't know. I don't have too much else to add. That's probably worthwhile here to the conversation, but I will definitely keep you posted. It's so fucking irritating. The fact that, like, a parent can do this, and then like, this is your baby, this is your kin, this is your blood. You can't even go knock on the door and have a conversation about this to figure out what the fuck happened, to get the other side. You will get blown away. You get blown away. Yeah, no, I understand why they say, hey, it is not safe to go to fucking Florida if you're a person of color. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, DeSantis, you're doing a great fucking job, bro. Keep it up. Keep it up, bro. All right. Let me go. From the BBC. BBC, BA, and Boots issued with ultimatum by cyber gang Clop. I like the name Clop. I think it's a very fun, light name for a hacking group. But at the same time, I would not take Clop very seriously. But the Clop group posted a notice on the dark web warning firms affected by the Move It hack to email them before June 14th or stolen data will be published. So this is a bit of a big development. But more than 100,000 staff at the BBC, British Airways, and Boots have been told payroll data may have been taken. This is a very scary situation, in my opinion, just because, I mean, just getting hacked is just such an uneasy feeling. It's very eerie. It just makes you feel very dirty and like, oh my gosh, someone stole my information. What are they going to do with it, you know? So I can't imagine the idea of just being a part of these companies and thinking, oh my God, my information is compromised here from some fucking software. What the fuck? Like, it's very odd and very weird. But apparently this Move It software that is like a widely used program had an exploit that people didn't know about. These Clop hackers figured out and were able to use, and they were just able to farm a bunch of information from companies. Now, these companies I mentioned are just the ones that are known. But Clop came out, they issued this on the dark web, and the way that they've kind of done it is a bit odd, because they're saying, hey, instead of hitting up the actual people they hacked, They're telling like everyone, hey, email us to do the negotiation talks, and then we'll figure this and sort this all out. You'll be good. But that's not common. Like, essentially, they're supposed to be hitting up the people they hacked and saying, hey, give us money or we'll leak this information. The period. That's it. It's over for you. It's Jover. But I think it's because, at least from what I've kind of read, researched, they've gotten so much information, like, it's too deep. Like, they can't just name everybody. And kind of the way that this is looking, that the BBC are the first people to bring this up and ring the alarm because they're the first people to notice it. So, I mean, this has been software that has been used. Let's go ahead and read. Move It is supplied by Progress Software in the U.S. for many businesses to securely move files around company systems. Payroll services provider Zealous, which is based in the UK, was one of its users. So this could easily be a situation that is wide sweeping. That's why this Clop group is saying, hey, you need to hit us up if you think you've been compromised, and we'll sort you on out. Let's see here. They did say that they deleted, Clop claims on its leak site that it has deleted any data from government, city, or police services. But that being said, researchers are saying, hey, you should take that with a grain of salt. They could have easily said that and then still move that information anyway. So, you know what I mean? And that's fair. Like, at the end of the day, these are criminals we're talking about here. I love the hacking world. I love this kind of shit. It's crazy. It's interesting. It's very fascinating. But yeah, you definitely got to understand that you're dealing with bad agents. Like, they might tell you one thing and do a complete other thing. I mean, shit, they already stole from you. They've already taken information. That'd be a really fucking scary thing to know, like, oh man, maybe through this payroll data, my whole shit might be fucking, exposed and compromised here. And to know, are my employers going to negotiate? Are they going to deal? Who knows? So I'll definitely keep you posted if anything comes up that I feel like talking about. All right. We got one more thing, and it's nice and light. It's nothing heavy. At least I don't think so. It's not heavy for the pod, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm gonna take my little classic break and I'll let y'all go. Oh yeah. All right, from People Magazine. Crocodile living in isolation for 16 years at zoo experienced virgin birth, scientists say. So, this crocodile was on some fucking Mary shit. Just had a whole ass baby by herself. She's so independent. But scientists have discovered the first known case of virgin birth by a crocodile. The last part of that sentence is very important because I learned this, as of listening today. It's more BBC News, actually. That this is a common thing, or not a common thing, but it's happened in fish, birds, lizards, and snakes. It's just big news because this is the first time they've seen the crocodile species have a virgin birth. So this is pretty cool news. But let's see. This mom that has been in captivity, let's see, 16 years at a Costa Rican zoo, in 2018 had a clutch of eggs. Now, that's not uncommon, even without mates, but the fact that they had a fully formed, stillborn baby crocodile was very, very interesting. So they took DNA samples and they confirmed, oh yeah, this is like a 99.9% match to the mom. So this is the same DNA. And now I'm not a scientist, obviously, so I'm going to get this explanation wrong, but the process is called parthenogenesis, a birth without fertilization. And I believe how it goes down is the egg gets formed, and then there's so much excess that they use like like two versions of the same like DNA or something in the egg to form the baby. Now, in this situation, it was formed stillborn, but they do say that it is a high likelihood in these situations that because it's like an inbred type of situation, it's a half of a clone, but it is an individual thing. It does have like a higher rate of birth defect. But there have been situations in other animals where the animals wind up, like surviving. So I thought this was really really cool. It's definitely giving Dino, and that's also cool. We love Jurassic fucking Park situations. Babies making babies. But yeah, But yeah, nothing on any kind of Jesus shit. But I thought this was really cool little science animal shit to kind of close us out. A little nice palate cleanser. All right, that's all we got for today's episode. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you for listening. If you're a real one, you'll finish listening for the shill mode that I gotta go through here. Patreon.com/Isaiah News. You get access to all the old bonus content. You also get hot link to the Discord. Also, Newsies get a shout out. You know what it is. And then let's see here. Free ways to hit me up. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Also, YouTube if you're not already listening on the YouTube. Subscribe. Do that, please. Hit the bell. I'd love that. But you can also comment. That'd be cool. Hit the like button. Also cool. But also, I have a Gmail. I'm real official with this shit. IsaiahNews1@gmail.com. Feel free to send me feedback or talk to me about news, because I love talking about news. But yeah, that's pretty much all we have for today. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being a friend, and hopefully I see you soon for some more good news. I love ya. Bye-bye. Mwah.